Okay, everybody, I am so blessed to join us again with one of the men that actually inspired this entire mini-series, Jake Dabney. He is part of our Texas team of doTERRA leaders, and he really is the guy that I turn to if I need a good old positive dose in my life. He is that energy source. So Jake, thank you for jumping on with us today.
You're welcome.
Hey, and I'm going to have Mr. Grumpy here on with us most of this one today. So
Grumpy.
We'll roll with those punches and do this doTERRA dads thing in the real way. Tell me a little bit about your doTERRA start. How did doTERRA come in your life, and a little bit about your personal background as well?
Sure, certainly. So oils first came to me in a previous job about 7 years ago. I was started and had for a good time working the oil field in West Texas, drilling wells. And I would always take with me to the rig Z-Quil, Advil, Icy Hot, a lot of coffee, sometimes energy drinks, and because I worked the night shift, and so I had developed all these horrible habits that kept me going. But one time I went out and Daphne had replaced everything in my bag with 3 oils: lavender, lemon, and peppermint.
I love it.
And so at first, I'm more curious than routine. So I was okay with all the stuff being gone, but I was wanting to make sure, do they work? But of course, right away, the first day I used peppermint, I needed 2 less cups of coffee.
Oh, awesome.
And I didn't have sinus pressure bothering me all day because I used them each in the allergy trio combination. And so immediately 2 huge things. And then after that, more and more things started to go away that I thought were just things I would need to deal with. Headaches every day, heartburn every day after every meal. So I had a lot of lifestyle changes to make, and the oils have helped me with every step of my journey, and I'm now healthier than I've ever been. Thanks.
I love that. I love that. I love that you notice all the different things that you weren't even planning. That's a common thing, right? We notice there's side effects we didn't realize were side effects of our lifestyle. So I love it. So tell me about oils as a father. How does that influence you in your daily life as a dad?
So I like to see our whole collection as an arsenal, and it's biological warfare in my house every day. I mean, because we're up against deceptive enemies: anger, frustration, bitterness, like resentment. And on top of that, we've got everyday life. We've got the media, the news, everything that can disrupt us and cause us stress and pain. And so these are all things that do exist that I have a choice to fight, and these have been the best weapons. So I like to, in parenthood, that takes the shape of one of the deceptive enemies we have is lack of focus. I want him to be able to focus and understand what I'm saying and retain it. And there's so many distractions in this world. So we use a much more natural approach there and bring him in with some balance, in tune. Vetiver, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I'm always moving too fast, and vetiver kind of slows me down a little bit.
I love it. It is a good anchor focus oil. A tree root for that reason, right?
That's right. Vetiver and patchouli are my little focus grounding combo. I'm trying to remember. Did I answer the rest of the question? No, in parenthood, there's quite a bit more. So diffusers. I mean, that's just what is the state of the mood in my house right now? What's going on? Is someone upset? Who's upset? What's their favorite oil? Okay, I put that in there with a few other things. And for I grabbed elevation for the call because I wanted to talk about it. This is no matter what, when Daphne smells this, or Jack smells this, or I smell this, it's immediately we go, every time. And so that response can snap us out of whatever's going on. I love using that. There's some very interesting tools. And when they don't know that I'm attacking them and I'm taking out the bad emotions and stuff, that's always fun.
Yeah, I love that description of the arsenal, because that really, having an emotional arsenal, I think we don't always give validation to how much that affects everything else in our day. And being able to have a weapon for it, it's brilliant.
Take them out. Take them out. Insurgents. in our own body and in our own mind. We've got to destroy them and root them out.
I love it. Keep the negative out, especially in 2020. This is a year to do everything you can to fight the negative.
Certainly need assistance. You're right.
So tell me about your personal routine as a guy. Like, give us the guy side of doTERRA. What does your day look like, and how do oils and supplements and things fit into that day?
Right on. Yeah, so from start to finish, I wake up very early because I exercise in the morning, and I have peppermint to help wake up both my lungs and my mind. Get me ready to stay focused. Every day I do that, and then immediately after a workout, I need Deep Blue. Anyone that's used Deep Blue knows why they continue to use it. It's effective. It's wonderful. I love that stuff, and it helps me every day. That's keeping up with any child. Same thing. Let's see. Shaving. I use a lot of oils. I shave 2-3 times a week, and I'll use lavender and melaleuca. But I'll use lavender and frankincense every time as my aftershave, and I'll just get a couple drops of coconut oil, and bam, 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 and no blemishes, and everything's strong and healthy in my skin. And if I cut myself, I have melaleuca for disinfectant, and I have helichrysum for healing, and so it helps with any of my man tasks, any manscaping, face-scaping tasks. And then I have long hair, so I've been using the root to tip lately, and a lot of the tree oils to help fortify the roots of my hair.
I love it.
Cologne, I loop it in with the biological warfare. For me, what'll help my state of mind? Did something happen that makes me really sad today, or is something happening to someone that I care about and I can't get it off my mind? And then you can look up exactly what chemistry and what oil helps with reversing that, helping you cope with that. And so I'll have my vetiver and patchouli, and I'll add cedarwood if I need to be grounded even more and slow down even more. I'll add bergamot if something's bringing me down. And mixing up the cologne hasn't been an issue for me. Other people like to have a constant, and you can certainly create one. But my cologne is need of the day based.
I love that. Calvin Klein has nothing on you for that. There's no other store-bought cologne that can influence our mood and our outcome. And I really have gravitated to that myself. It's so much fun to make our own blends on the spot.
Well, what's your favorite?
I am a bergamot girl. I mean, bergamot with almost anything, but right now, bergamot, sandalwood, and balance is my killer go-to.
Yeah, that'll work. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah. I love it. Well, tell me a little bit about Jack, because he's getting to the age where he understands the oils. And, what is it like with him? Does he have a go-to favorite, and how does he use his oils?
His favorite oil blend right now is one of the kids' line. He loves Stronger. And trying to remember the oil that he loves most right now that he goes to. He always grabs my vetiver. He likes a lot of the ones that I use, but the kids line is so effective because it has a picture of where you put it. It has a fun design, and they blend so well that I just say we go to an oil, and he goes and grabs oils for me or oils for himself. He likes to smell them all. What I've noticed as far as raising him from birth with this approach to health is that he has an answer. Every time something creeps up, he has something to go to, or at least he can ask, what can I do about this? But he already has such a high level of awareness of what to do if he gets a cut, what to do if he's having a hard time going to sleep, or if his tummy hurts. He loves Tamer. I love Tamer. The smell of it is so pleasant compared to Digestin.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, Digestin has some bad memories attached to it for all of us adults, I think. So that's a really upset stomach.
Licorice, that strong fennel.
Yeah. It's good stuff, but yeah, that smell definitely throws a curveball sometimes. Oh, I love that. I think that's a great point because, raising kids to know that they have some control and an answer, and that is so much a part of, when we are in a place where our health is challenging us, the anxiety attached to it can be a bigger exacerbating aspect. So just knowing you have a tool to reach for, I've seen in my own kids the same thing. They just start.
I certainly agree with you. Emotions are I think they're hardest to maintain because we don't focus on them. We don't give them respect. And especially in a child, they rarely get the time of day to express what that feeling is, to process it, to understand it. And we have actual chemistry in our home with these oils and products that help us to balance that out, to navigate that, and to teach him exactly how. I mean, it's okay to he sees me several times a day go to an oil. I'll even say, man, that is frustrating to me. That I need something to help me process this emotion. And I tie it with a prayer. I try my best to use as directed and attach these to the different actions that are already in place in the day so that they're assisting everything.
I love that. You have shared so much wisdom today as a dad and husband and father. Thank you so much for joining us. And this is going to be valuable to a lot of the parents out there who are going to be able to learn from this. So thank you, Jake.
Thank you for having me.